to lesson 2 in our unit 2 with integers and our directed numbers. Okay, the first thing that we want to talk about is the fact that 0 is neither a negative nor a positive number, okay? And the other thing that we want to talk about are opposite numbers. And we already mentioned that an integer is a whole number on either side of 0. So if we look here, here's 0 and 2 on this side, negative 2 on this side. These are all whole numbers. They're not decimals. They're not fractions. They're whole numbers on either side of 0. And an opposite number are numbers on opposite sides of 0 the same distance from 0. So if we look at 2 and negative 2, these are considered opposite numbers because they are 1, 2 and 1, 2 away from 0. So they're the exact same space away from 0 in either direction. So they call them opposite numbers. So again, a negative 15 and a positive 15 are also considered opposite numbers. So the other thing that we want to talk about is how we can tell if a number is bigger than another. So if we say that 3 is greater than negative 4, even though the 4 is a bigger number, it is actually a smaller value because 3 is to the right of 0, making it a positive number, and negative 4 is to the left of 0, making it a negative number. So that means in terms of value, 3 is actually a higher value than negative 4 by a factor of 7. And we can look at this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in between those two. So the difference is 7. So 3 is considered a greater number than negative 4. Just the same as negative 4 would be considered a greater number than negative 7 because it's closer to 0 than negative 7 is. And the same would be said as of 4 being greater than 3 because it is farther away from 0 on this side. So for positive numbers to be greater, they need to be farther away from 0, and for negative numbers to be greater, they need to be closer to 0. So adding integers with tiles. So again, I left this here from the last unit. So we can the book again is going to represent positive tiles with the yellow tile and the negative tiles with the red one. So, and we're going to remember again that a positive and a negative tile together make a 0 pair, okay? So adding tiles, adding either positive or negative tiles together is very straightforward. So if we take this plus 5 and we have 5 pluses, and we add 3 pluses, we're going to end up with a positive 8. So this is going to be 8 positives. If we look at a negative 5 and we add a negative 3, we're just adding 5 negatives, 5, add 3 more negatives, and we have negative 8. So adding these two together when they're the same is very, very straightforward. Adding positive and negative tiles together requires a little bit more thought. So again, if let's say we have a positive 5 plus a negative 3. So now we start with our positive 5 and we add 3 negatives. Okay, we can't just add them together now. Now we have to look at our 0 pairs. So here are 3 different 0 pairs. So we need to get rid of those because those cancel out to make 0, and our answer then is a positive 2. All right, so again, if we had a negative 3 and we add a positive 2, 1, 2, 3, we add 2 positives, 0 pair those, and we are left with a negative 1. Okay, so pretty straightforward. You just have to remember to 0 pair, and you need to show that you're 0 pairing these. All right, we're going to do some work on this in class next time, so we'll talk a little bit more about this then.